Hey, you're listening to volume 117 of the Strange Grooves podcast. I'm Cherise Letson.
I'm Cait Milbury.
And before we get into this week's episode and all that it entails,
It's a good one.
It's a good one. We always say they're always good ones.
You won't want to miss it.
We actually don't know what we're going to say probably for the next 30 minutes.
But stay tuned.
It's going to be great. Anyways, but our Patreon supporters, we literally would not be doing this without them. We love them.
Whatever the show is, week after week, we could not do it without all y'all. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the show. Our patrons literally help make it possible, whether it's website hosting, helping us with ads, gear that you see. We really appreciate it. So major shout out to Chuck Healy,
Colin Walshoots,
Brent Harris at the St. John Tool Library,
Mary Hicks,
Brad Davis,
Corey McGill of McGill's,
James Mullinger,
Kaylin Capson of our dear friends, the Pagan Place podcast. We need to get back on there. I said that last time.
We do. Kaylin, if you're listening, and if not, we will send you a message, but we're coming your way, buddy, and we're going to get right strange.
We're just going to show up.
Strange Cruise. Imagine. Oh, my God. Oh, ringtone coming soon.
Here we go.
Brandon Parker.
Glenn Hicks of U Station.
Major shout out to Glenn. He is definitely one of the biggest supporters of our show. Mm-hmm. He's a big time fan. Fun fact about Glenn, he collects live albums.
Really?
Yeah, so he loves, obviously, normal records, but he collects live albums.
When are we going to have him on the show?
Hey, Glenn, when are you coming on the show, bud?
Oh, we should get him and Brandon. So our friend Brandon Hicks, longtime friend of the show, amazing cartoonist. He's done wonderful music cartoons that we have on our website.
Writing books. He's powerhousing.
He's incredible. They're both incredible. We should have them on the show soon.
Father, son, we'll get them on the show. That'll be a really fun episode.
That'd be super
Look
fun.
At us just coming up with, hold on, if you can zoom in, strange ideas and impure thoughts. So we'll write it down in the notebook.
There you go. Michael Hawkins.
Love you. Can't wait to have Mike on the show either. He's going to be great.
That's going to be like a long time coming when that finally happens. We've been saying that for literally 5 years.
Hold on. I'm writing both of them down. Super important things to book and do.
Right. Also, Nick Curtis, who is the owner of an awesome used bookstore called Nevermore Used Books in the beautiful St. Andrews, New Brunswick. So if you are driving through this beautiful province and want to get some new literature or new old literature to get down with, I think he has some records in that store too. Anyways, definitely check it out. Hit him up. Thank you, Nick.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah. Big time. Thank you.
And our newest patron, Jennifer Irving.
Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. We really do appreciate it, and we look forward to producing it and bringing it to you every week. And pretty soon we'll be celebrating 5 years, and we're really excited.
Unreal.
I know. It is kind of fucking crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, Nanny, that I swore. Love you. But yeah, let's get into it. We just wanted to jump on real quick, say hello. Our last episode was all about our trip, new animals, just a bunch of crazy. And hey, nothing's really changed.
There's been another break between the last two episodes. Life has been,
But I mean,
crazy.
we're doing it. We're making sure that we have some really good things coming in the hopper, shows being booked. There's, just a lot of different collaborations happening right now, which is great because it helps both the show and a lot of the artists that we get to work with, which was always kind of part of the plan with the show. So it's good, but we're going to make sure that we have something coming to you guys all the time, and we're looking forward to that. So tonight we've got a pretty interesting show ready. We've got a White Claw segment. We've got Dunkaroos with the birthday cake frosting. We've got strange snacks.
When did we become a mukbang podcast?
I don't know, but that's what this episode is now called. White Claws and a mukbang. You're welcome.
There you go.
Ready for it?
That was smooth. I feel like once I learned how to use this contraption. So for those not watching the episode, Cait sent me a TikTok last week about it's this wonderful woman shotgunning a White Claw. With a contraption, and in typical Cait fashion, within a week, she's like, "Oh, I got you this, and you're gonna shotgun a White Claw on the show." And I'm like, "Sure, okay." So, anyways, that's the story behind that. That's coming up.
I mean, that's just what we like to throw down. I mean, a big thing like
I haven't shotgunned a drink since university, so this might be
Reese is coming out.
College Reese. I don't know.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
No, it'll be super fun. We just kind of
fun for you to watch, at least.
Sometimes just like how when we first started, we really like to just hang out and shoot the shit and like listen to music and just like actually hang out. So like
this is actually us hanging out.
117. But as you know, we have lots of really cool things coming up, guests, different shows, some segments coming up that you're probably going to love on YouTube. Those will be in production soon. And if you're someone who's like looking to get involved with the show or be a guest on the show, or you know someone who would be a phenomenal guest on the show, like please reach out. We also have the ability to do the Phil Collins segment at any point. So if you want to call into the show or, you know, want to have like your own segment or anonymous confession or just have an
long
idea,
distance dedication,
or you'd like us to help, you know, your band, or if you're touring through town, just give us a shout. We're happy to help in any way. That's kind of what we do. Something else I want to just quickly note, if you don't know already, one of the things that we've kind of helped produce over the past couple of months is the First Listen zine. And every month...
Talking to the microphone.
No, I know. One of the things that, you know, we always used to encourage is, hey, come write for us, you know, add whatever you need, whatever it's going to help. But
that was a lot of work.
And we still do some of that. There are still some writers that are on the site, some people that go and blog festivals, whatever. But this is really a great avenue to do that. So Amelia is always taking new submissions.
For First Listen.
And the new one's coming out next week. So if you want to get your one into the August, September issue, get it in, honestly. So just head over to First Listen. We'll put a link in the blog. But I wanted to put a shout out to that because there's lots of ways for whether you write poetry, song lyrics, you got a show coming up. Like I know this one will have lots of stuff about like the Flourish Festival, different events coming up.
Beautiful photos Amelia was taking.
And like Abby Smith has written for it, Julia Wright. There's a lot of really great
all Strange
writers.
Crew members.
Yeah, so definitely check it out. If you've been putting off, you know, trying to find a way to be like affiliated in the music kind of scene, it's a great way to just, you know, with no pressure, no crazy financial commitment, you can just literally...
Or if you don't even want to do any, like, be involved directly in writing, you can, there's a Patreon package, patreon.com/strangegrooves. You can actually we have to offer a package where you can get,
it right in the mail.
Yeah, right in the mail, along with some strange swag. It's a great way to support the show, to support the zine. Yeah.
It's not bills or flyers, so, like, come on.
Yeah,
or me chomping these. Hold on. That's weird. But I like it.
Not as good as the deep fried. Not deep fried.
We need to get Pop Rocks for next week.
Freeze dried. That's what the word I was looking for. Yes, Pop Rocks for next week.
Pop Rocks and ginger ale to make them crazy. Wow, what a combo. What a combo.
Trying to think. Oh, yeah. So since we last talked, guys, Area 506 did a wonderful waterfront concert series in light of the Memorial Cup.
Yes.
That was super cool.
We had a wicked time.
We had a very wicked time. And I just loved, like, there's a few evening shows. And then there's also ones that happened at like 3 p.m. and we're both uptown. And I don't know if you heard it, Cait, but it was pretty awesome to hear.
It was La Bumpin' La.
Hearing Alan Doyle play from your apartment.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. Yeah. We caught the Matt May show, got to catch up with those guys. It was super great to meet them, an incredible show. So
here's a question.
Okay.
To our audience, will Matt Mays be on the show?
Yes or no?
We want to
sound
know.
Off in the comments.
We want to know. Yes, sound off.
Do you want Matt Mays on
Pop
the show?
off, yo. No, but for real, cause
who knows what's gonna happen?
All these crazy. I don't know. Yeah, lots of really cool things. You know, Cherise and I love music, so
music's the best.
And we did find out one cool thing that I didn't realize is how big of fans Cherise and Matt Mays are of Bob Dylan. So of course that happened, and we won't give too much away. But like, wow, of course that was the case.
Yeah,
right?
It's pretty cool seeing, going backstage and being introduced, and then I just looked down and he has like a Bob Dylan Rolling Thunder review T-shirt, and I was like,
huh.
Yes.
Friends.
Kindred spirit.
Yeah. And just like a really, and I don't know, I've been finding over the past like month, like I've been Well, I was taking care of my nan. She's since passed. But one of the things I've really noticed is like, you know how we always talk about how music sometimes at any point or like smell or whatever can bring you back to moments.
Mm-hmm.
So like in being at the hospital and stuff with my nan, we were playing like Alan Jackson. So it was really crazy hearing him talk about like Alan Jackson. And like, to me, like now listening to like a lot of her music that I grew up listening to in the house really is hitting me in a different way. And like, I liked it then.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it later on in life.
Yeah.
But it's hitting me in an emotionally differently charged way now, which is really funny. Like, and like I'm having a bigger appreciation for like just things that I haven't gotten to listen to in a really long time.
Yep.
And it's hard because you want to just be like, have you ever heard The Bop by Dan Sales? And people are just like, oh yeah, maybe. Or like, you know, they're like, yeah, Alan Jackson's just like, no, he's fucking awesome. Right. And it's like, I love how passionate music can make you in times of like, you know, whether it's good or bad, like it is that equalizer. And I'm kind of just like rediscovering some of like my old like records that I've had for a while, like Tragically Hips and things like that I hadn't listened to in a while, and they're hitting me a lot different having someone like pass and stuff.
Yep.
But it's like, yeah, like when you meet people who like share that love of music, or when stuff's going on and you're rediscovering, like it can be like pretty intense. And that's why we always say like, hey, whatever you're going through, or if you want to share your love or you want to be on the show, like sometimes it's a nice way to like get through things, whether, you know, it's new job jitters or coping with a passing or like a relationship or whatever it is.
So I want to dive deeper into what you just said here. What, so you mentioned like the Tragically Hip, I guess, and you know, in your music discoveries over the last little bit, what has been our album or the song or the artist that's made you go, holy shit, I totally forgot how much I love these people, or forgot about this song and how friggin' awesome it is? What has been the most surprising music discovery, I guess is what I'm asking.
I don't know if I have a real answer to that, but if you were just going to ask me about my comment about the hip, I have
a hip song.
Yeah.
Let's get deep.
Well, no, like I've always like listened to them, love them. I've got a lot of the records, but it was mostly like, you know, cause they were played in the kitchen or like in the car with my dad, whatever. And I knew all their songs, and then after Gord passed, like it hits you a little bit differently. And like, to me, like I'm always thinking like, and I don't know if other people have brains like this, but I just think like 70 layers of an onion. So like when Gord passed, I thought about all of his bandmates, and like, obviously, yes, it's sad and condolences and whatever, but like, I really thought about them, like never being able to go to their jam space again, and like not being able to like see their best friend, like their brother, like, and yeah, okay, a couple years goes by, but like it almost gets harder over time because people have such a beloved, like, and it's the same with like family. And I think like all the songs that we've listened to, whether we've listened to them 1,000 times, whether it's the Tragically Hip, Primus, AC/DC, they can be the most common songs. And then all of a sudden you hear a certain guitar tone or something and you go, oh shit. And for me, like listening to like Road Apple's like side one, but I would say the last like few songs, like even just listening to Long Time Running, like every time I've been listening to it this week, it brings me right to tears. And I think it's because there's a lot of different like change happening in my life, and I'm thinking a lot about like my life as a whole, and like how I grew up and the people in my life and loss, and you know, trying to move forward with those things. And I think like it's funny how those songs can like hit you differently. And even though like they're sad, I'm almost thinking like about Gord, I'm thinking about like my own life, and I'm thinking about how it affects other people. And meanwhile, a lot of people, although you're just showing the record on Instagram, they're dealing with like, I'm dealing with these really heavy emotions.
Yeah.
And so I'd be curious to see if more people would actually go a little bit deeper, like with that. So like a lot of times, like on my own social media or like on our stories for Strange Groups, like I'll say like, ask us things. Like, I don't care if people want to get like crazy happy or crazy sad, because I think like it's really important to be allies in both, and music acts kind of like that. And sometimes it's really hard to listen to music when you're going through that stuff too. And then it's really important to like lean on your pals, because sometimes I can't listen to anything.
Man, there's certain songs when I was going through a time where I could not like listen to it without like having a huge breakdown. But then like as time goes on, you could start listening to them again. And I feel like it's almost like a good monitor of healing in a way. It's like,
I can literally remember, like, here, I'm just thinking of something random. I just thought of listening to the new Pink album with my dad when I was like 11 or 12 at that ground house that my grandmother currently owns that just passed away.
Right.
We had lived there for like a 2 or 3 year bout before she had taken it over again. And I remember my dad would always get his friends to burn us like the newest CDs, right? And it would have like the paper insert of like the new Pink Misunderstood.
As it says, it was
and it was like Family Portrait or whatever. And I remember he had the big Kenwood stereo. And like sometimes when I think of like not a crazy, obviously milestone moment, but obviously like it stuck somewheres. And like with my nan passing, like I could remember the way the cordwood in the house smells, how I was feeling. I remember taking towels out to the clothesline that day to hang them up, and my dad went to town to get groceries. Like I remember the day to the dot, all because of Family Portrait Pink,
right?
And it's not, and so I think the really crazy cool thing about music that's also debilitating is that it can happen at any point, and like you can't always be like, yeah, I'm gonna put that song on and weep. Like you can be at a grocery store and like Margaritaville comes on and it can be the song you slow dance to your partner with at your wedding and now you're divorced and you're fucked. Yeah, right? And you don't know, right? You don't know. It could be your grandparents' favorite song. Like you don't know. So like everything is like a little genie lamp, and if you rub it the wrong way, it's like, whoo.
I'm a genie in a bottle.
But facts, right?
Oh my God, it was surround. See that? Do you remember that time? I'm just getting deeper. I mean, but it's funny in hindsight. Remember that time we were getting ready to record?
Like,
and
what are you gonna say?
No, it's a me story. Don't worry. But like I was like, I came over. I was going through a rough patch. I came to record. Like I came here to record. It's before I lived at my old place, and I'm like. I'm just having, and I was watching my TV show. I was watching, I think it was Mayans Unsee, I remember, and had nothing to really related to what was going on. But then John Denver's Leaving on a Jet Plane came on, and I'm like,
I remember.
And I came over, and I'm like, and I was like in just such a sad mood, and I'm like, I was watching the show, and then Leaving on a Jet Plane by John Denver came on, and then you're just like, you need to calm down. Eat a sour key.
But it's true.
But it was like literally, and I was just like, it's just like, it's something about it triggered me. And there was nothing like in John Denver or Leaving on a Jet Plane had nothing really to do, but it was just, I don't know, the emotion in the song got me right. Got me feeling some type of way. And, you know, and sometimes it happens like that. Sometimes it be like that.
You know, we met someone at the Matt May show who said some prolific things. And I don't mean to say prolific things if I do. But one thing, like, I've really, not because of, like, death, but just when something happens, it usually triggers something else, no matter what it is, right? And I find, like, we'll never get yesterday back. And it's starting to really scare the shit out of me. Because I started thinking about all the times that I'd, like, listen to, like, I have this weird memory of growing up with my grandmother and living with her for a couple of years and going out to see my great-grandparents all the time. And Stuart hated the song, Do-a-Diddy. Hated it. But secretly, he liked it. And every time I would come to visit, my grandmother would crank it because it would be on the same thing. It was on like a cassette tape in her red Chev truck that she always drove, and she let me shift, right? But it had the Beach Boys on it. It had like Roy Orbison. It had
Sort of thinking like Manfred Mann do.
Yeah, but it was like an All Stars kind of tape, right? Yeah. And she would always put it on and crank it as we were coming up like the driveway. And like as you like, of course, you get older, things happen. Get it like life's short, but it can be long. We talk about that all the time. But you realize you'll never get those tiny moments back.
It's true.
And like this could be the last time we record a podcast.
You don't know, right?
And like I'm not trying to be doomy or anything, but like that is the reality of life. Like we're here today and like burying people tomorrow. And like it's happening to artists, it's happening to everyone, and like it's sad, but like it's almost like it just kind of
nothing's guaranteed.
It just kind of starts the fire up a little bit. And I think that's what music's kind of been doing to me lately. Like when we went to the Primus show, it lit something that like reminded me of like, you know, what it was. Seeing like Matt Mays and like meeting him and like finally getting like that experience was really like a holistic experience. Like felt really like genuine and awesome. Being able to like, you know, push through and like be together in like a time of need and like for family and do shit. Like it's definitely helped. Shout out Alan Jackson. You're keeping literally me and my grandfather sane right now. Which is funny. And like, I don't know, like I just find music so like temperamental sometimes because like you want to throw down sometimes, and then sometimes like you need it so bad, but you can't listen to anything because it could like, like you're just like, I don't want to scroll through all the good shit or whatever. So I find music to be kind of funny. Curious what you guys think about these fucking deep dives.
That's what the
Life's
show's
deep
about,
cuts
deep
with
cuts.
Kate Milbury tonight. Jesus.
On that note, I'm going to try to shotgun this White Claw.
Holy shit, it's time. I'm going to try to get some footage of this.
Okay, so you need to... I watched a video tutorial on this before we... So much pressure.
No, it's not pressure.
This is pressure. Okay, so we need to...
Are we ready for this, guys?
I'm not. Certainly not. Okay.
Okay, hold on. Keep rolling.
That's it. Is this right? Yeah, because we'd be... Shit.
Hold on. No, your headphones are on. Oh, no.
5 minutes later.
That was a disaster.
Luckily, there's still one.
I wasted what RIP that White Claw that was all over Kate's floor.
Now, what I will say is we have something from our childhood.
Yes. All is not
I'll be
lost.
really curious because hands down, I've tried the ones that have come back to like Freak Lunchbox and like they're all right. They're really expensive. They're like $9 for one of these. They're a little bit bigger than this. These ones I found at Sobeys. They're okay.
How are they different? We need a breakdown.
I don't know. I want to get your reaction. I just think the cookies are made to be really cheap. I remember them. They used to have like cinnamon ones and like ones with like rainbow chips and like these ones that like look like rice crackers.
All right.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, hold on. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, oh.
And I feel like the
It's a little underwhelming for
I feel like the frosting in the ones from our childhood was a bit more sprinkles.
and like really sweet. And like the cookies are boring.
Is this like a Mandela effect though? Like were they always like this? No, I feel like they were more like I don't want to say rich is the word I'm looking for, but they were like more.
They don't taste like anything.
They're like they were more thicker. They were more like cookies, you know?
Yeah, these look like rice cookies, like rice crackers.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but when you're eating like crazy rich,
We want nostalgia
frosting,
when we're gonna get Dunkaroo.
Hold on, look, guys, I made a sandy.
But you know what the sad part is? The kids that are getting these now, they're not going to know the difference.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, perhaps.
$6.99
For 8, you said? 6. All right. $1 each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that frosting, I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I feel like it's supposed to be refrigerated frosting like that because it has milk in it.
And then the fact that it's not supposed to be refrigerated, you're like, what am I putting in my body right now? We didn't think about that as kids growing up.
We're just like shoveling in. I remember, so like Cherise, I was an only child. So like when my parents or grandparents would get me snacks for school, I would be like, can I have one for right now? And I'll save the rest for school. And then Nan and John would go to bed and Kate would peruse to the kitchen and I would open up like every fruit roll up, every Vachon cake, everything. And they would be like, you have nothing left for school. And I'd be like, oh, we got to get one. They'd be like, no, you have to keep your school snacks. Now, moving forward in life, part of the reason why I stopped living at home too is because I couldn't stop eating the snacks. So
Fair enough.
that's a story for another time. But yeah. But it was good, you know. They're not bad. They are what they are.
I'm going in for another.
You know what I mean? They're not. The chocolate ones might be better.
I forgot there were chocolate ones.
Yeah, those are the two kinds they had.
Well, there you go.
So that's our show and we're sticking to it.
That's our review. This is sad mukbang. Mukbang. Is it mukbang or mukbang? Both sound kind of
we're
gross.
not Trisha Paytas, so. Or are we?
Oh, no. Would you guys like that?
I'll be Moses. You can be Moses. I'll be Trisha Paytas for Halloween. Could happen.
Oh, man.
Could happen. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, was there anything else we're supposed to talk about? Did we have planned? But I think that's it, really.
Yeah, we just wanted to jump on, say hi, get something ready because we have some exciting things coming up, and we just wanted to touch base. You know,
Yeah.
get a little bit strange.
It was good. It was a good one. Despite the disaster that was trying to shotgun this White Claw, it was a successful episode, Caitlin.
Successful episode. Successful times.
It's always a successful episode.
Yeah. So we love you guys. And until next week,
Keep it strange.